All that being said, let's get into Alan Wake 2. Okay. Challenging combat using items. Challenge will not pose... Hold on. Challenging combat using items and conserving resources required for survival. Challenge significantly leveraging items familiarity mechanics. Combat will not pose a challenge. Focus on mystery solving and exploration. Okay. It says challenging combat. The problem is we've played all the rest of them on normal, I think. And I'm very curious how they balance this one around normal. So we're gonna go normal. I just hope that it's not as clunky and unfun as the first game.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And monsters wear many faces.
Interesting. But it looks like we're still involved with Cauldron Lake, possibly? Because I think that was the deer head that was on the wall in the cabin. This is our tutorial character. Yeah, this definitely looks like maybe an updated graphics of Cauldron Lake. Interesting. Okay. Can't sprint. Yeah, we might have to change that FOV. It's a little close. Options under gameplay. Yeah, let's move this to. Let's try 65. Ugh, still in a weird angle. Okay. So something crawled out of the lake. Are we playing one of the Taken now? Deer? Oh, that's the flashes. Interesting. Okay, that looked like Alan. So they said there was going to be flashes on the screen in the settings, so I'm guessing that's what those are. Okay. You can sprint. I don't know if you call that sprinting. Or like jogging, limping quickly. Interesting. So it looks like Alan, but it also has like, I don't know. It's like messed up looking. Could be Scratch, because we know at the end of American Nightmare we sent Scratch back. I don't know if we should be exploring or not. Really, I don't really have any like interactions or anything. Okay. Can't go that way. Okay, those are definitely taken. Oh, they curse at you too. Okay, now we got a lantern. Okay, so we're... Ah. Bolt of the Word. Bolt of the Tree. And they're taking out his heart, yeah. Which, by the way, would be a lot harder than that, but sure. Okay, so they took out the heart there. The cult of the tree, but they mentioned the cult of the word. And I'm guessing the other character we saw is maybe an agent or something. And this, yeah, again, this looks very Cauldron Lake. Alan Wake 2. It's a very intense start. Very intense. Alright. Is this Wake?
Hey, kiddo.
Nope.
How are you?
That's a Saga.
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers! I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan?
Casey.
I will.
Casey was the name of the detective in the books that Wake wrote.
Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
Alex Casey, so...
It can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up.
So also so American Nightmare kind of left it a little ambiguous. We still don't know Yep, Cauldron Lake. Okay. We still don't know if Wake ever made it out of the dark place. The end of American Nightmare made it seem like he did through film, but he said that those were only for short periods of time. He said film, like, writing pictures could allow you to, like,
show us to the crime scene.
Like, cut
There's
through
the
it,
car. So where's the deputy?
a little bit, but never permanently.
I'll check out that map.
Invitation. So I'm curious if we're gonna get an answer. Well, I mean, we'll have to get an answer if we're gonna play Wake. If Wake ever actually made it out of the dark place, from the first one. So, what does it say?
Take a look at that map.
No motorized vehicles protect the trail. Okay, so we got 3 paths. We got a left, we got a forward, and we got a right. F. Okay. Map. Okay. Ah, I see. So we're here. This is our car. So we can go down this way. Cauldron Lake Shores that way. So we don't know what's this way. This right path. Okay, well, you found the sheriff, so that's good. Okay, so let's go... I want to check this way, because they said that exploration was going to be a part of this, so I want to make sure that we do some of that at the very least. Okay, and I'm guessing we can't go this way. Restricted for toxic...
Bureau of Control? That's a new one.
Federal Bureau of
Toxic
Control.
volcanic gas,
Interesting.
huh?
The FBC is an obscure branch. It only shows up for unusual cases.
That's
Well,
where
what's so unusual
Control
about
takes place.
volcanic gas?
Beats me.
Which I think they announced Control 2. Hold on. I thought I saw somewhere where they announced Control 2. Control 2. This upcoming sequel to Control. Yep, it's in the design stage of development. So, yeah, they're going to be working on Control 2. So we will be playing Control on the channel as well. I love Control. Control is absolutely amazing.
Locked. They really don't want people coming in here.
Find the deputies. Okay. Cauldron Lake. Oh, looks like we got some stuff up here. Rarest wildlife in Pacific Northwest. How do I... Oh, you can zoom on it. I finally made my way to Cauldron Lake. The fence was easy to climb over with the proper gear and skills I thankfully possessed. Next goal, spotting the rare and elusive orange-crowned warbler. A little late in the season, hopefully I can catch it before it begins its journey south. I noticed intriguing behavior in the surrounding common bird life. They seem to be alarmed and swarm around the lake. No birds of prey nearby. There's some strange sounds carried on the wind, however. Nothing I can recognize or explain. Getting a little concerned. I might have to find another spot somewhere safer. The sounds are getting closer. Moved inland, foliage is stunning. Must come back in the fall. Had to stop and sketch this gorgeous maple vine. Just the way Methuselah's beard hangs off of it. This is why trees are better than people. Okay. Speaking of people, saw some drunk guy staggering around the forest earlier acting weird. Maybe drugs. Kept my distance. Should probably find another spot. So annoying. So that's probably the guy we played at the beginning who died. After I saw that weirdo guy, I decided to change spots again. Moved up to the mountain a bit. Found a fantastic overlook to camp at. But I'm more interested in this Alaska onion grass. Invasive but edible and surprisingly tasty. Started hearing wolves and wild dogs or something like 10 minutes ago, but they sound wrong. Rabies? Want to leave, but the sun is going down and my stupid phone is dead. Gonna hide in the tent and hope they go away. Something is really not right about this place. Interesting. Okay. Trying to see if our flashlight comes on, but it doesn't look like it does. At least not yet. So that person probably saw Oh, we can just jump down. That's convenient. That person probably saw the guy who died. And then there's that way and that way. That's the way it wants us to go, so I'm going to go this way. Okay, this leads us back to the road.
This can't be the right way.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know why you had to stop us full stop to do that, but... Alright. Lead the way, Casey.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Raker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson.
Application close, FBC. I'm in charge here.
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case.
Saga
Seems you already
Anderson.
know my partner, Alex Casey.
Okay, so this is Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan.
Okay.
I just figured that, you know, that,
That reveal right there adds a whole bunch of things, right?
Federal agents right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
Any witnesses
Were
to the
there any
crime?
witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
I could use a
What can you
briefing.
tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently
Missing?
outside the
Yeah.
victim's person when they should be, well, you know, inside.
Let's take a look at the body.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
So, the reason why I said that's interesting is, if this is Alex Casey, this is a character from Wake's books, who, in theory, he killed in his last book. So, if that's not true, if...
Out-of-towners. We could handle this ourselves if they just stay the hell out of it. All of them.
Shut up, Thornton. They can still hear you.
I'm just saying. You know I'm usually a calm person. Yoga 3 times a week. These goddamn city folk always think they know everything. It gets on my fucking nerves.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Fuck's sake.
So what's interesting is that means we could potentially be in a story that Wake is writing, right? Because if this is Alex Casey, he's established new characters in a new story to maybe solve something that's really happening. Because Alex Casey should be dead.
Before we get to the crime
That was the
scene,
whole
there's
point of
time
the
to
last
review the
book.
facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
You can access the caseboard inside the Mind Place.
The
Oh.
Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Building the Mind Place again for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head.
Interesting.
The
Okay.
facts are on the board.
Control. Okay. So this definitely gives off the lodge or the cabin vibes. I'm interested to see. Okay, so this is probably The daughter. And the partner. We can't leave, but there's the potential to leave, which is interesting. I'm guessing that's how you get away from this case board thing. But okay. So we got a case board.
Everything we know about the previous murders.
Okay.
Worth taking another look.
Alright. Case board is a mental technique that allows Saga to analyze clues and progress the investigation. Use WAS to move around. Okay. You can zoom in and zoom out. You can also move the cursor. By press free or leave by pressing escape. Okay. Series of murders have occurred around the town of Bright Falls. Finding the connection will help us search for our killer. Murder method. Slight difference in the murders. Bloating only commonality in the bodies, but not cause of death. Chest trauma. Exposure to water post-mortem. No, so they're coming out of the lake and they're being killed and their hearts are being taken. Bruising on their wrists, some sort of restraint strapped or belted down. We know that, yes. Died of chest trauma consistent with the 2018 victim. Hard to confirm due to congestion of body. Bloating of the corpse indicated of drowning, but only one victim was found in the water. Victims. Victim was reported missing in 2010, discovered in 2012, buried in a shallow grave. Who is this? Wendy Davis. Ted Lane. We gotta pay attention to these names because they might be references to other stuff. Some organs missing predation. State of the body does not match 8 years spent in a lake. Okay, so she went missing. All victims reported missing in 2010. No other commonalities. Was it Wendy Davis, one of the characters in the first game? And then Percy Wolf. Found 2 weeks ago. Chest wound removed. Cause of death. Tattooing on body is illegible. This name sounds familiar. Wendy Davis sounds familiar. Killer profile. Postmortem tattooing of the body. Covered in legible tattoos. Message from the killer or maybe their art. Apart from going missing in the 2010, the victims have nothing apparent in common, other than they were bloated and near the lake. Chest trauma resembles animal butchery techniques. Maybe a sportsman or a hunter. Oh, we're going to have multiple cases. Okay, so this is going to be a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So, yeah, we're here. We just went through this fence. So the rental cabins are there, and then we'll have to work our way, I guess, around to here, which is where the murder site is. But I definitely want to check these cabins, at least see if we have access to them. There's also this icon, it's like picture icon. I'm very curious what that means. So do I hit?
See, you're
Okay.
already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it.
We're just getting started. Let's
Visiting the Mind Palace does not pause the game, so be mindful of nearby threats. Okay, that's a good thing to note.
Nature gives me a headache.
So don't just think you can jump in your Mind Palace and be safe. I'm guessing this pauses the game now. Okay, we want to check around because we need as much information as possible. But again, I'm not sure if this is reality. I guess it could be a reality, but this, in theory, could just be a writing that Wake is making, right? Because Alex Casey was his main character.
You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
I think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Okay. No items for that. We do have a gun. So we will be doing some fighting, obviously, because they said there was combat. So I'm curious. The thing is if Wake is still writing, that means he'd have to still be in the dark place, right? Because that's where the typewriter is. Oh, here we go. Chaos at Cauldron Lake. Rampage at the rental cabins. Identified man who attacks vacationers in the dead of night. Sunday, an idyllic evening of barbecuing and late-night fishing was violently disrupted. Saturday. You didn't have to... Oh, no, that's a Sunday. Oh, that was confusing. Sunday was disrupted Saturday as mysterious assailant attacked park visitors, causing chaos and destruction at the cabins. The incident left 3 people injured, one of which had been admitted to the county hospital. As to whether the attacker is still at large, Bright Falls Police has yet to make an official statement, leaving local residents in the state of uncertainty. Witnesses of the crime were visibly shaken. One of them who said, "1 minute we were laughing and toasting some marshmallows, the next we heard screaming coming from the cabins. We didn't know what was going on, so we called the police and started running in the opposite direction," said Kurt Mill. Another eyewitness, preferred to remain anonymous, said, "It's like he appeared out of nowhere. Suddenly my dog starts barking his head off and the psycho guy comes crashing through the trees. I don't think I'll ever feel safe in the forest again." A representative from the rental cabins who chose to remain anonymous, who wanted to remind customers, "If you have plans to stay our lovely cabins later this summer, please get in touch with us. We may need to fix some of the reservations based on the state of the cabin that you have rented with us." The representative went on to further remind future and potential guests of the wonderful amenities that can be found in their company's brochures and on the website, which is real nice, state of the art. My nephew made it when he was... and he's a real computer whiz. Okay. Lily Sally Upton's whole family erupted in cheers when she won the big match this weekend. Was she playing soccer, tennis? No, this brave new world we live in. Her family's cheering as she won the match in a game that exists only in information speed super highway. The game in question was the Mega Baking Star, which players compete to make the tastiest treats and sweetest eats for their virtual judges online. Bright Falls congratulates Sally on her big win. It might be bright, sunny July, but it's never too soon. That's a typo. It'd be TOO, too soon, to start worrying about the gloomy months of autumn ahead. That's right. In the grand scheme of life, those dead, depressing days are just around the corner. Have you been taking your vitamin D? Probably not. For all of you thinking there's got to be another way, there's good news. Hiking has been proven to be incredibly beneficial to your mental and emotional health, so get on out there and just do it. Don't forget the flashlight in case it gets dark. Missing Doberman found on the trail. Heartfelt reunion took place this weekend when Miss Amanda Smith was reunited with her beloved dog Coffee Bean. CB, as his owner refers to him, had been missing for 3 days. Miss Smith was afraid she would never get to see her best friend again. When I got the call, I couldn't believe my ears. I must have asked, am I dreaming? At least 7 or 8 times. It was 9 times, confirmed Ranger Stevenson, the man responsible for finding the wayward canine. It's rare that you get to give these kinds of calls, and I feel real grateful to have had the opportunity. What with all the predators out here, usually you're telling folks that you found their dogs dead, cats eaten, you know. So it felt real good to give some good news. Even if Coffee Beans is kind of in rough shape, the fur will go back, sure, but well, I suppose that's all I should say about that. Okay, so there's something weird that happened with the dog as well. Okay, so it doesn't look like we can go this way to the cabins, because remember, there were 2 paths to the cabins. Okay, we got anything over here?
I'll look around. See you in a bit.
Take your time.
Okay. All right. Starting fires is prohibited. Do not feed the wildlife. Leave no trace. Alrighty.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
So that's definitely like a point of no return. Mirror Peak, we know about. Let's read about it. The mighty mountain in the distance is no other than. The mighty mountain in the distance should be none other than. But that still sounds weird too. So Mirror Peak, the iconic landmark overlooking Cauldron Lake. From the right angle, its beauty can be reflected on the calm surface of the lake, mirrored in all its inverted glory. Yeah, this mountain exists to reference that, you know, if you look at the lake, it causes a reflection. Maybe a darker reflection, some would say. But yeah, it'd be none other than, like, the fabled Mirror Peak. Like, there should be, I think, it should be none other than, and then I think there should be an extra adjective for the Mirror Peak to make that sentence make a little bit more sense.